In the story of Echo and Narcissus is an ancient Greek myth that has endured through the century. It is a tale of a love and a tragedy that revolves around two central characters.
Echo, a nymph of Greek mythology, and Narcissus as a young man of extraordinary beauty. The tragedy begins when, in the realm of the gods, Zeus, sovereign of the celestial kingdom, held a notorious reputation for his deceptive ways. His wife, Hera, harbored a justifiable envy, often shadowing Zeus in an attempt to frustrate his unfaithful escapes. Zeus, enamored by the company of the mountain nymph, ethereal beings between mortals and deities, found comfort in their captivating charm. One radiant day, Zeus descended from his majestic throne atop Mount Olympus, drawn to the charm of the mountain nymph. Anticipating Hera's inevitable pursuit, Zeus entrusted Echo, a tender nymph, with the duty of being his sentinel, urging her to steal Hera's approach for as long as possible. This strategic move aimed to grant Zeus a window to abscond should the need arise, securing him to time for a swift retreat.
Zeus knew that the only being capable of delaying Hera's arrival was Echo. She was so talented with words that people used to say that she could make anyone believe that black was really white. So, when you are dealing with the God of gods and he commands you to do something, there is nothing more to say than, yes, I will. But this time, Echo didn't know about the consequences of dealing with gods, especially this time about the consequences of wasting a goddess' time. She wasn't aware of the tragedy that was about to happen. As soon as she saw Hera, she greeted her. Hera, being the goddess of women, family, and marriage, gladly greeted her back. But then Echo started to do as Zeus instructed her. She started to chat with Hera. She was talking and talking and talking as fast as she could, almost without breathing, just to waste Hera's time. At first, Hera was actually being patient. She was trying to listen to everything that Echo was saying, and she was trying to understand everything, but she couldn't. And suddenly she realized that Echo was there just to waste her time. And she became angry because she knew that Zeus, his beloved husband, had sent Echo to do so. So she didn't care about being the goddess of women. This time she wanted vengeance, but not vengeance against her husband, vengeance against the nymph that was chatting with her for so long. So Hera decided to take away Echo's most valuable gift, her words. So she said, "You are no longer going to produce any of your own words. You just are going to repeat everything that you can hear, but no more words for you." Echo was devastated. She was born to pursue the people with her words. The purpose of his life was to do so, but her most valuable gift had just been taken away. She felt miserable and she ran away to the mountain caves where she lived the rest of her life in misery, in agony, and in sadness.
Soon after, a young man named Narcissus made appearance into the scene. He was the son of the god river Cephisus and also the nymph named Leucippe. He was so handsome that all the people who saw him fell in love with him, but he was so in love with himself that he couldn't see the other people. One day, he got separated from the rest of the other hunters because he was a hunter, and he wanders near to Echo's cave. Once he was there, Echo spied him, and she was so in love with him, but she couldn't say anything unless he spoke to him.
Looking for his spouse, Narcissus called out, "Is anyone here?"
And to this, Echo replied, "Here."
Surprised, Narcissus called, "Come to me."
"Come to me."
So not seeing Echo in her cave, Narcissus called, "Why do you run from me?"
So, frustrated and near tears, Echo could only repeat his words back to him.
Narcissus stood perfectly still, looking around him. "Here, let us meet together." So he called through the mysterious voice,
After that, Echo gladly answered, "Together." And also, she ran to him to give him a hug.
Startled, alarmed, and quite a bit grossed out, Narcissus ran away from her. As he fled, he said, "Keep your hands off of me. I'll die before what's mine is yours."
What's mine is yours. Scorned, embarrassed, and completely alone, Echo's body soon wasted away and died. But all that remained of Echo was her voice, which is a sound that will always live on. You may ask, how is that possible? Well, today this sound is known as an echo.
Nemesis, the goddess of evil deeds, saw what happened between Echo and Narcissus and how it led to Echo's lonely death. Displeased with the arrogant youth, Nemesis cursed Narcissus to fall madly in love with his own reflection.
One afternoon, hot and thirsty after hunting with his friends in the woods, Narcissus lay down next to a silver pool of water to drink, but before he could do it, he caught a glimpse of his reflection in the water. When he saw it, he fell immediately and deeply in love with the young man on the surface of the water, who was Narcissus himself. Still thirsty, he dipped his hand into the water to drink, but in doing so, he sent ripples through his reflection. Come back, Narcissus called to his reflection. Finally, the water stilled, and he gazed endlessly to his own reflection, still as a statue. Afraid to get up to eat or to drink, Narcissus soon began to waste away with love just as Echo did. In the end, Narcissus died where he was. In his place grew a flower called after his name, Narcissus. But you may know this flower by its more common name, daffodil. So this was the story of how Narcissus and Echoes were created in our world.